Well, I got fuel this morning, so we're full of fuel, and now I'm just putting some water on, topping up the water tanks, and then we're ready to go in the morning. Hopefully this camera is going to come this afternoon. The tracking number says it should, so if we get that, we'll head out of here tomorrow. Well, we don't wear skimpy bikinis. Hell, it frightens me when I take my shirt off. There's definitely no one pregnant here. This is motor sailing for old dudes. We do live on a boat, and we do cruise extensively along the Australian coast. Join us and visit some great destinations. Learn how to look after a boat and live off grid. It might even get you enthused to do the same thing. Hey, stay out there till you can't. The parcel's here. Absolutely great. Only took a day. Thanks very much, Camera Warehouse Parramatta. Did a great job of sending it. Let's unbox it. Have a look. Bit of packing. Okay, we've got a fluffy mic cover, a charging cable, the camera, and a battery. The good thing about these batteries are that they're the same as that I run in the action cam, so it's going to be the same charger, the same battery, so that's good. And here is the machine. Looks nice. Flip out screen and lots to learn. So that's going to be a good little addition to my videoing arsenal. Having the viewing screen is going to let me frame the shots a bit better, and it's got a zoom lens on it, so we can get a bit closer to the action sometimes. So all I've got to do now is go through a few instructions, charge the battery I guess, and try and set it up. It means that I'm ready to go virtually, so in the morning we can head out of the marina. Well, it's a good looking morning. I'm just heading up the office now. I'm going to pay the bill and then we'll get out of Port MacQuarie and head down the coast. It's been a great stay here though, I've loved it. It's a good spot, friendly crew here at the marina, and a good spot to stay over if you're on the way down the coast. Looks very flat this morning. There's no sea on it at all, so it's going to be a pretty easy exit from the Hastings River. It's the same old thing. Looks good, get the sail out, get it set, and then the wind dies. So the sail's not doing much now, but anyway, it's out there, it might come back again. Very calm, not much swell on. Nice day to be out here, a bit of breeze would be nice, but anyway, we'll take it, and another hour or so we'll be down at the Camden Bar. When you think everything's going really well, fine day and everything like that, just turn the autopilot off, and the steering, there's no steering whatsoever. I busted a hydraulic hose down onto one of the steering rams down the back, so there's oil all through the tiller flap. Fixable, but I've got to get in, and so the only way I'm going to be able to do that is steer the boat on the throttles. It's going to be interesting crossing a bar. It just shows you what can go wrong. I'm going to cross the bar just on the throttles because I've got no steering whatsoever. So I'll have to get into Laurieton and replace all of my hydraulic hoses, I guess. Okay, mate. Yep, thanks for that. Great. Thank God for mobile phones. I just rang a hydraulic mobile repair guy from Port MacQuarie, and he's going to come down tomorrow afternoon, and what I'll do is take the hoses off and I'll replace the whole 4 of them. Replacing them's a bit of a job, but the worst job is I'm going to have to refill the system with oil and bleed it, so that takes a bit of mucking around. But anyway, we'll see how we go. Dealing with the unforeseen. The hose that's busted down there, I inspect them pretty regularly, but you can't really see what's going on inside the hose, and they're 20 years old, so I've had a pretty good run out of them. I probably should have replaced them before they got that old. No good crying over spilt milk. I'm a bit lucky that the conditions are pretty good today, and I think the bar at Laurieton is going to be okay to cross just on the motors, so it's something I've never done before, but I reckon I'll be able to handle it okay. If the weather was worse and the bar looked ordinary, what options would I have? I could organise for a tow to get in. I suppose I could call VMR or the Marine Rescue Mob and get them to tow me in across the bar, or I could deploy my sea anchor. I could get out to sea and deploy my sea anchor and just hang off that until the bar conditions eased up a bit. Anyhow, yeah, it's just a matter of dealing with it. You can't, there's no roadside assist out here, you've got to do it yourself. So it does pay to be a little bit handy and know how things work when you're looking at these things. As soon as I turned the autopilot off and touched the wheel, I knew I'd busted a hose because it was just, there was nothing there. There was no friction on the wheel at all. And so I went down to the tiller flats, and sure enough, one of the hoses onto the rams is let go. Anyway, we'll get that fixed, but it's just a matter of getting into Laurieton now. And getting the guy to come down and make me a couple of new hoses, and I won't replace just one hose, I'll replace the whole 4 of them. Now, I'm going to take you across a bar under motors only now. I wish I wasn't, but that's what's going to happen. Well, they all look pretty good, so very important they're working as I cross this bar, because I'm just relying on the motors from the steering now. So life jacket on again. We're just off the bar now, so it looks pretty good. There's nothing much wrong on there, so we've picked a good day for this to happen, really. Anyway, we'll run in and see how we go, just doing it under motors. I can see the leads now, so we'll just get them in line and head in. The bar looks very flat, fantastic actually. It's quite manoeuvrable just steering it on the motors, so I guess at least it proves that if you do lose your steering, you can get somewhere just by using the motors. I don't know if I'd like to have done that bar if it was really working, and I probably wouldn't have just like this, but Don't know, you wouldn't know until you tried. Thanks very much, Camden Over. We'll give you a call when we get down to the G, I guess.
Roger that. This is Captain Admiral Rescue standing by on 1-9. Peggy-Anne, this is Captain Marine Rescue, over.
Yeah, Marine Rescue, Peggy-Anne.
Yes, Peggy-Anne, go ahead, over.
It's got all the fender boards rigged up on the side of the boat, so we're going to be tying up against piles here, so this will keep us fended off pretty well. Okay, fender boards in place, tied up at the Laurieton jetty. It's a bit of a tricky one tying up here. You need fender boards, you need to get them out and keep yourself off these piles. It'd be great if we had a floating pontoon here, but I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, we got in safely, came in on the motors and tied up at Laurieton, so what I've got to do now is get some old clothes on, get down in the tiller flats and take some hoses off. Paddle around in a bit of hydraulic fluid. Fantastic. Good to be tied up though when you've got problems like this. Thanks for watching. Next week I'm going to show you how I fix this problem and how to bleed a hydraulic steering system on a boat.